Celebration in St. Peter's Square at the Vatican. It's taken more than a century to arrive at this moment. A rare historic apology from Pope Francis to Indigenous Canadians for the Catholic Church's outsized role in forcing Europeanization onto their communities.
In particular,
the abuses and lack of respect towards your identity, your culture, and even your spiritual values. All this is contrary to the gospel of Jesus. For the deplorable conduct of those members of the Catholic Church, I ask forgiveness of the Lord.
150,000 First Nations, Inuit, and Métis children went through the residential school system from the late 1800s until 1996 and were subjected to mental, physical, and sexual abuse. In 2015, Canada's Truth and Reconciliation Commission said more than 3,000 children died while attending these schools. Hundreds of unmarked graves are still being found on the sites of these institutions.
Behind the cover-ups, behind the indifference over 100 years, behind the lies, behind the lack of justice, this Pope, Pope Francis, decided to go right through it and decided to speak words that First Nations, Inuit, and Métis have been longing to hear for decades.
For survivors of residential schools in particular, the Pope's remarks was only the beginning.
We need action within truth, reconciliation, justice, and healing. And for truth, part of that will be providing unfettered access to church and residential school records so that we're able to piece together our history in a better way, to know where our families were when their children were taken from them and where those children went to and which children didn't return home.
The week-long meetings at the Vatican are the culmination of decades of demands for justice and reparations by Canada's Indigenous communities, who have cited this history as the cause of their high rates of alcoholism and drug addiction. Now, their healing can begin, and Pope Francis says he intends to visit Canada in July. Yasmine El-Sabawi, TRT World.